And Charlie Rose, good enough to join me now from Havana. And Charlie, I know that you had a chance, in fact, to meet Fidel Castro. What were your impressions?
Well, he talked a lot. I mean, we know that. He would make very, very long speeches. But this was a lunch in New York, maybe 25 to 50 people. And he was asked to say a few words, and he said many words. It went on for about an hour, and then he would answer questions, and each answer would be about 10 minutes. But I think what struck me about him knowing something about this country is how this man who came to power at age 32 and ruled until, in a sense, he had influence until he died. His brother was the president. He handed over power in 2006 and the presidency in 2008. How this is a small nation of 11 million people, but because he was able to cast himself as a revolutionary hero with all the symbols, he had real influence in Latin America, with future leaders in Latin America, and even around the world with people, a lot of people of the left around the world. And he continued that. Secondly, you have to say that his defiance of the United States was something that defined him, even to the point that in 1962, the world came to the brink of nuclear war because he allowed the Soviet Union then to put nuclear weapons on this island. And that was perhaps one of the scary moments in the history of the last 25 years, the last 50 years.
How are they going to mark his passing there?
Well, what's interesting about the passing is that I think everybody has a sense that he was a historical figure because his impact, he played way above his weight. And so there is that. You have to remember also that there are people who were put in prison, there were people who were executed, there were people who were persecuted for human rights issues. And that's also a fact of life for Fidel Castro. But today he will be, they are said to have been cremated, and the urn will be here, and Cubans will have an opportunity to pass by and pay their respects. And then on Wednesday, he will take a long journey back to a city that he loved, Santiago, and stopping along the way, and people will have a sense who want to pay respect to him during that journey.
Obviously, Charlie, he leaves behind an extraordinarily polarizing legacy. I know you, in fact, had a chance to visit Cuba in months recent for a historic concert there. How is the mood compared to the last time you were there?
Yeah. Well, I think it is more subdued. There were 400,000 people not very far from where I'm standing. By the way, it's a beautiful day in Havana. You understand why this is, in a sense, such a beautiful country, just 90 miles from Florida. And I look out and the sun is shining and there is the beauty of the water but it's a bit subdued. There is a sense that a historical figure has passed from the scene. And so we went to have dinner last night, and they were serving no alcoholic beverages at all, no wine, nothing. And I think that is because the state has suggested that is the way it is to be.
And so it is. Charlie Rose in Havana, as always, we very, very much appreciate your insight, my friend.